Every week, catch it freshest on your TV. Field level football, Quan, Pat, and CT. On the field, running plays for the 3P. And we shine lights, camera action when you see the team. Pick 6, touchdown when I got the ball. And if you think you in my league, tell them knock it off. Money calling every day, and I just got the call. Reduction over projection, it's in us, we just got a ball. We just got a ball. We just got a ball. Got a ball.
Yes, sir. And we are back. Field Level family, how y'all feeling on this beautiful Sunday evening? I'm Pat, that's Quan, that's CT. The Field Level, we are back in full effect. We are so excited. We are related, the whole 9 yards. However you want to put it, it is what it is. And this is what it's going to be like. We about to get into the show on tonight. We're not even going to belabor the time. We've been gone for a little while now. We back again. I felt that mace in my spirit, like, welcome back, welcome back.
I remember that song when it dropped, too. It was hot.
It is what it is, man. Tonight we're going to get to the Tonight Show. Got a couple of great topics to get to. As you all know, training camp is right around the corner. So we'll touch on training camp a little bit. We'll also kind of touch a little bit on the Aaron Rodgers situation. What's going on with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, as well as I want to tickle, because I don't want to get too deep in it, tickle what's going on with the man Richard Sherman, as well as the biggest additions in this offseason and how they'll take effect going forward in the regular season. Quan, CT, how y'all doing tonight, man?
Oh, man, we blessed, highly favored. I should have been doing this all last season. Shout out to definitely going to be one of our sponsors, Fly Times Clothing. We're going to start getting this back out.
Fly Times exclusive. Sir. I got that shirt in my dresser right now.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the good guys over there at Fly Times. We're going to make sure they get the field level drip, make sure it looks all good. Other than that, great. Ready to be back on here with my guys. Ready to hit the airwaves and talk to all of our fans out there and hopefully get some new ones. CT, what's up with you, bro?
Cool, and bro, I got to get my Fly Times tee off a layaway, man. But other than that, I'm doing great, bro. I'm a head coach for my son's flag football team, so we've been rocking out. It's week 2. Didn't turn out too good, I ain't gonna lie to you, but we competed. The kids is learning. That 4 to 6 age range is very complicated. So, praying for patience, praying for guidance, and we're going to keep rocking. But I'm excited, man. My kid loves it, so I love it too.
Man, speaking of, which is kind of dope, is I just literally just realized since the last time we had the field level, my son was born, bro. It's been that long since we've done it, man. So shout out to my son being born, man. Young Cannon.
Absolutely.
Young Cannon, y'all see him soon. He gonna be a problem. I'm already calling it. But yeah, man, shout out to that, man. Quan and his son and his daughter is doing some great things. So we're excited, man. Field level family. That's what that last F is for, and that FLF is that family, man. So we're excited about all that. We're excited about you guys being back with you all. Training camp. Let's just jump right in. Why not? So as you all may know or may not know, for 29 out of the 32 teams, training camp will start July 27th. For 29 out of the 32. For the other 2 that are being playing in the Hall of Fame game will be Dallas and Pittsburgh. They actually start training camp this Wednesday, followed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the 24th. So I just kind of want to kick this conversation off, man, going forward. We're getting ready. We're here. We get so excited about so many different things, but when football comes back around, we locked in, man, locked and loaded. And that's in this training camp. When training camp starts, it's almost like, hey, it's here. We're here. Football season is back as soon as training camp starts. So going into this, guys, I wanted to know what is it that we're most excited about, and who is it that we're most excited about going into training camp this year? Quan, I'll start with you.
I'll say this. There's 2 players that and they're both on the offensive end. And honestly, this was actually hard when we was talking about these topics earlier, in our prep. This was a hard question to answer because there's now moving pieces all over the board. But I'm going to say these 2. They both play the same position. Both went to the Patriots. I'm going to start with Hunter Henry. I think Hunter Henry is going to be a great addition for the Patriots for a lot of reasons. One, because the Patriots haven't had a significant tight end since Gronk left. right? Of course, they have people line up in that spot, and it's not saying that those dudes are not that good. It's just Hunter Henry is already established, and he was that, somewhere else. You bring him over here, you have Cam Newton who's going to try to do it again. Even if that don't work out, Mac Jones is there, and what's the best security blanket for a young quarterback? The tight end.
Right.
You look at his numbers last year, bro. He had 60 catches, 613 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So that kind of production is going to be greatly needed for the young quarterback whenever he takes his chance, or if Cam Newton can get this thing rolling. The second player I'll add is the guy who's going to split time with Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is more on the athletic end.
He was balling for Tennessee last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised I let him go, honestly, because remember they had some dude named I think it was Ferkster, but before him you had Delaney, and Delaney kept getting hurt. But I was thinking, well, if you're not going to bring back Delaney healthy, then why would you let Smith go?
Right.
It just don't make no sense to me. But you bring in Jonnu Smith, who's also added he had 8 touchdowns last year. He doubled Henry, but Henry had more catches. So you add those 2 targets, between those 2, that's over 100 catches in 1 year. So that's only going to open up the offense even more for guys like Bourne, who are there now, who's expected to have a bigger role than he was with the Niners, and even who else is in Aguilar, who just came from my team, the Raiders. So it doesn't make them be like, okay, well, these guys got paid big money. They got to put over 100 catches, 1,200 yards. They don't got to do that. You got weapons all over the board.
Right.
So I think those 2 going into training camp is going to set the foundation, and I'm kind of excited to see how they get rolling.
No doubt about it. CT, where you at, man?
It's a lot of ways I can go. One thing that caught my eye was OTAs with the Miami Dolphins. They brought in Jacoby Brissett to be the backup for Tua, and he was showing out. I know it's OTA, so we'll see how training camp goes, but there is speculation that he might overtake Tua if he balls out during camp. I doubt that would happen, but that's a little bit of intrigue considering everything that was going on with the quarterback carousel with Fitzpatrick and Tua last year. So I think that's pretty interesting. And then flipping it, just want to throw in, I'll be honest, Raheem Mostert and Trey Sermon. It's interesting. Can Raheem stay healthy? At this point, it's about the healthiest back. It's about the back that's going to give you the most versatility. So, this is a call of duty for Raheem Mostert to really step up and show that he can be that number 1 that he proclaimed himself to be, and has displayed, in glimpses here and there. But now, this is the time. Technically, they basically got your replacement potentially. So how are you going to deal with that, and how are you going to basically hold the crown?
No doubt about it, man. I agree with all of the ones that you guys said. I got 2 of my own, though, man. I want to throw out there. I got to say, Quan, I'm gonna come over to the Las Vegas Raiders, man. I'm gonna go over to the Las Vegas Raiders with Quan.
Are we gonna start off field level comeback season?
No, it's not hating at all. I didn't even get it out, man. Like,
hey,
get it out.
I'm just setting the table. Go ahead.
I could have been like Las Vegas, like Las Vegas Raiders Super Bowl bound, but you don't know because you just cut me
Raiders.
Raiders. Everybody hates us. Defense mechanism activated. Like, you know what I'm saying? But look, no, I want to talk, man. I think one thing I will say about the Raiders, the one thing that's going to intrigue me going into this training camp is that wide receiver room. With Nelson Aguilar going to New England, who is going to be that guy? It's not. Is it fair to say, yeah, Nelson Aguilar was the guy last year at the wide receiver position for the Las Vegas Raiders? With that being said, I'm intrigued about what Henry Ruggs will do and what he won't do. And if he does not do, what will they do? Kind of deal. Henry Ruggs is a situation where, came in, lots of hype, lots of fanfare behind him, ran the Blazing 40, did a lot of great things at Alabama, but didn't really materialize into the level, if we could all be honest, that the Raiders wanted him to be last year. Then you also have Hunter Renfrow. Then you have the Edwards kid from South Carolina. So who is going to be that guy in that Las Vegas Raider receiver room that takes the next step and pushes that unit over the top with the exodus of Nelson Aguilar? Does Henry Ruggs have the ability to be that? Do they have to sit back, maybe get a guy via trade, get a guy late in the season or mid-season to try to come in and fill that void that they potentially may have? Because I don't believe going into this season, the Las Vegas Raiders have a number one wide receiver. I think that's a fair assessment, right? It is. Thank you. It is. It's a fair assessment. They're riddled with number threes, like they're riddled with the third guy. It's just about trying to figure out who that 1 and 2 guy may be, and if Henry Ruggs possesses the ability to be. No hate, no shade, respectfully disrespectful. I do believe that. I do believe he's not a number one. I mean,
Are we talking about ever or right now?
I just don't.
Ever.
I don't see number one. Yeah, I don't see number one in him.
I'll say it for you, ever.
Yeah, I just don't see it. So I think that there is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
it's about dialogue. Y'all know how to feel level, dude. We're back now. Let's talk.
Listen. I do want to come back to something CT said about too, but for right now, this Raiders conversation, you're 100% right. We don't have a number one right now, but Henry definitely did everything he possibly could do this offseason to get him ready to try to be more consistent. I felt like Aguilar, remember, Henry Ruggs and Bryan Edwards were the starters last year on opening day against the Panthers. Henry Ruggs was doing great until he got hurt later in that game. Aguilar came in, he never got his spot back. So then Edwards got hurt. By the time he got healthy, couldn't get his spot back. I think Henry Ruggs this offseason, he put on 16 pounds of muscle. He's always fast. So I just think now all he needs to do is just stay healthy and improve on his getting off of the line of scrimmage into his routes. If he can do that, maybe. We don't know. But he did.
All right. I broke up the violin for you.
Hold on. Last thing. I definitely don't. But John Gruden did exactly what he did last year by bringing in Aguilar as a security blanket. He bring in John Brown as a veteran guy, just like he brought in Aguilar. So he did the same thing. So
I hate you so much for saying that right now. I'm gonna let you have it, but I don't like that you said that. All right, so that was my Las Vegas Raider take. You said John Brown, bro. Like, all right.
I mean, cool. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's John Brown, Quan.
He would still be better than a lot of y'all receivers if we want to talk.
John Brown is plain as his name.
You're so done. You're so done. Anyway, all right. I got to get to my last one. I didn't get to my last one. Right?
Please do.
My last camp battle that I'm intrigued about will be Cameron Newton and Mac Jones. How that materialized. I say Cameron because he's no longer Cam. And at this point in his career, he is Cameron. Yes, I'm talking about.
No disrespect.
Hey, respectfully disrespectful. You know what I mean? So at this point, he's definitely Cameron. So we'll see how Cameron pans out. But I do believe that, Mac Jones, Kendrick Bourne came out and said, Mac Jones is pretty good. With that being said, Kendrick Bourne doesn't have a great measuring stick when his quarterbacks were Nick Mullins and Jimmy Garoppolo and CJ Beathard. So who knows? Yeah, he might be better than those guys, but how good is he in the grand scheme of it all? We don't know, right? But on the back end of that, how much does Cameron Newton still have left in the tank? You know what I mean? He did not show us anything last year that would make us feel as though he can hold off a decent Mac Jones, a pretty good Mac Jones. He didn't show us anything that, he could hold that guy off, especially when he was getting benched for Jarrett Stidham in some games, or getting pulled for Jarrett Stidham in some games. And I think I got to be honest, I do believe that Mac Jones is better than Jarrett Stidham. So with that being said, definitely intrigued to see how camp plays out for them. How much Josh McDaniels has spoon-fed Mac Jones that offense. We do understand it is a pretty hard offense to grasp, so to speak, or some may say. So I just want to see, what will become of what the New England Patriots are going to do at the quarterback position. I can see my time back over to you, Quan, because I know you had some stuff you want to get off your chest as far as what CT said about Tua.
Quick fire. Is there any situation where Mac Jones beats out Cam Newton straight up?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Not even don't even need a chance to think about that. Like that's 100%. Yeah.
Okay, we're all on the same board. All right, CT, you said Jacoby Brissett and Tua, right? I actually think that Jacoby Brissett, there could be a scenario where he's the opening day starter, and I say that because it's rough, but I don't think Brian Flores has given any commitment to Tua. We can just go off his history.
But you picked him though.
I mean, we've seen picks get traded ASAP, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying it will happen. I don't even 100% believe it, but it wouldn't shock me if it did because Brissett really only lost his job, to me in my mind, due to like things that were out of his control. He really could have still been the That's what I'm saying.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right. If Patriots couldn't let him go, he might still be there. You know what I mean? So I feel like
I thought you were talking about his job when he was at the Colts. I was like, hold on a second. But okay, I got you.
Well, he did get hurt, but what I'm saying is, I think if he goes there, if he's already killing it in OTAs and he's a new guy there, really Tua should be killing it. You're not new. You've been in that system already. Granted, it's your second year, but I'm just saying, Brian Flores already showed no commitment to Tua at all. So I'm just saying I could see it if it did happen. He has the shortest leash, not named Drew Lock, Cam Newton. He has the shortest leash. That's
true.
Twan said ownership is not letting that happen. Not yet.
I agree.
Ownership shouldn't have put him in. Okay.
Hey, just a quick CT. Did you have anything you want to touch on with that?
No.
If not, I was going to do a quick fire, right quick. As it pertains to your hometown team, your favorite team, what camp battle are you most looking forward to from your personal squad? CT, I'm gonna start with you.
Definitely the running back situation, but
you said that, shift. Yeah. But other than that,
I'll shift over to the receivers. Okay. For us, we're looking to solidify that third spot. A lot of good candidates there. You got Richie James, Mohamed Sanu. If you've been watching his tapes, he's been working. Boy, he looks different. He looks younger. He looks
John Brownish.
What we have with Debo, obviously, he's been working too. Ayuk is ready. So really interested to see. And then Jalen Hurd, cut his hair. He looks serious. So we'll see what happens.
Wow.
I hate that he cut his hair. Absolutely. I feel like whenever someone cuts their hair, they get worse. Jerick McKinnon with dreads was a nasty ball player. He cut his hair. See him now.
Interesting. Vernon Davis.
Vernon. Whenever they cut their hair, me. Look, me. I was wrong when I had dreads. I cut my hair. I got whacked. Quan, it's on to you with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. What is a camp battle that you're looking at over there that intrigues you?
The whole secondary.
Okay. Shout out to my man Damon Arnett.
Nah. The only I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying the only starter who has a locked spot to me in the whole secondary, like locked, is Trayvon Mullen. That's it. He's the only lock to start opening day. Everybody else is up in the air because, like you said, ownership not gonna let that
not
happen.
Abram?
I wouldn't say a lock because I think John Gruden wants him to John Gruden loves him, but he can't stay healthy. And unless he changes the way he approaches the game, it's not his playing style can be aggressive as ever. We see aggressive people now, but it's the way you go about being aggressive. Stop throwing your head in everything. You know what I mean? Know when to let the foot off the gas a little bit. You got to just be a smarter player so you can be available for 16 weeks. But I say Trayvon Mullen because he quietly had a good year. Quietly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You look at Damon Arnett. He's a first-round pick. Do ownership give up on him already? Because that's the pick.
No.
But then you bring in Casey Hayward, who comes along with Gus Bradley, who's a proven starter. Dude was all pro, maybe two years ago, maybe 3, if I'm mistaken. He was just all pro. So, And then if Casey Hayward is on the outside and Mullins on the other outside, you're not going to put Arnett in the nickel because that to me is going to either be between Amik or the new guy we just drafted from Illinois, Nate Hobbs, who so far in mini camps has the slot on lock or the nickel on lock.
Mm-hmm.
You bring back Carl Joseph, who, in my opinion, shouldn't have been let go anyway. That's just my opinion.
Right.
He shouldn't have been let go anyway. So he's John Abram, except he's smaller. So that to me is a battle right there in and of itself. And then our free safety, which is I think that could be a lock for our new first round pick. The second round pick. Morey got a TCU. He might have that on lock, but I think it's just the secondary as a whole. So I'm excited to see.
Man, I'm gonna follow up with you, man, and also say the secondary for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm intrigued about what's going to happen back there. I mean, you got Emmanuel Mosley, you got Jason Verrett, then you have Kawan Williams, who potentially that's your starting three out there that you're going to walk out opening day with. But I'm actually intrigued. I'm hearing a lot of great things about Diamador Lenore, the corner out of Oregon that we drafted. There's a lot of great things that is being said about him, but I'm also intrigued to see what's going to happen at the other safety position. They waited very late to sign Jaquiski Tartt, right? They had Marcel Harris, who's played well in spots here and there. And then you add a guy like Jefferson, who before he got hurt was all pro, Pro Bowler, I should say. So I'm interested to see what happens at the and Tavarius Moore, but Tavarius got hurt, I think.
He got hurt.
He's out for the year.
Yeah, he's out for the year.
Close to it.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's why I eliminated him out of the equation. But I'm intrigued to see what happens there. For some reason, I don't know why they love Dante Johnson, so they keep resigning him. So he's back.
He's reliable.
He is terrible.
He's the Band-Aid. If you have an open wound and you don't have anything else, you get that Band-Aid, and that's what he is.
I feel like Dante Johnson was Akello before Akello. Just my personal position.
A more consistent Akello.
Akello is on Seattle battling out up there to see how that goes.
It's only fitting he go to Seattle.
So Twan said, watch out for the rookie from Michigan.
Ambry Thomas.
Ambry Thomas. However, I've been hearing some bad stuff coming out of OTAs. Was that he just it wasn't quite there. And that was coming from the guys that he was going against. So I'm left open. I'm open to it, but I've been hearing amazing things about Diamador Lenore. So we'll see how that pans out in the 49ers secondary. And as we move on, as we transition, quick question, and then we can just quick fire, bang, bang, bang question. Opening day starter, Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Go ahead, CT. This for you.
Jimmy Garoppolo will start this season, and somewhere down the road we'll have a conversation.
All right. Okay.
Jimmy.
Okay. All right.
Do you disagree?
No, this is my take on this, right? Jimmy will start week 1.
Okay.
But it's not for the how can I put this? It's literally he'll start week 1, but it's literally trying to get him to start maybe the first 3 or 4 games to build some sort of trade value.
So you think he's only starting due to circumstances? He's not really starting because of talent.
He's not starting because he's going to be better than Trey Lance. Trey Lance will be the deserving quarterback to open up the season because he'll be better than Jimmy. But what I'm thinking that they're going to do is that they'll start Jimmy the first 3 to 4 weeks because as of right now, Jimmy's trade value has plummeted. Let's just be honest. Boop, trade value, you're not going to get much. You might get a 4th, maybe a 3rd or a 4th. So you start in the first 4 weeks of the season, inflate his numbers by play calling if you can, because there's not much that you can do. But inflate his numbers if you can by play calling to try to move from it being a 3rd or a 4th round pick to possibly being a 2nd, maybe depending on how his level of play is for the first 4 weeks, maybe being able to squeak out a number 1. Then once you get there, and once you find that out, then you're able to insert Trey Lance and let's rock out for the rest of the season. Week 8, Jimmy will get hurt. Trust that. I don't even think he'll make it to week 8. That's why I said the first 4 weeks and hopefully hurry up and get some trade value out of him and get him out of there.
But you know to trade Jimmy, right? You have to have somebody also on the other end. So it's also going to be telling on how these other teams and their quarterback situation shakes out with
Denver Broncos.
They already have wait, is Jimmy better than Teddy? Is Jimmy better than Teddy?
It's flip a coin. I don't know.
So then why would they trade then?
Is Teddy a John Elway guy? or would Jimmy be a John Elway guy? Let's not talk about talent. Let's talk about fit for that particular region. Let's just be honest. Let's talk about fit for that particular region and system.
Look,
I see where you're going there. I see what you
It is what
did.
it is, G.
our next topic is the perfect guy for John Elway.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it then. Aaron Rodgers has been going through. It's been a lot of publicized inconsistencies, some fragmented relationships with the front office over there in Green Bay, to the point where he hasn't been in the building. He's been golfing. He's been looking really good golfing too, by the way. Very, very good golf game. Shout out to Aaron
Jeopardy
Rodgers.
too.
Golf game. Jeopardy as well. He's everywhere but Green Bay, Wisconsin. he's been everywhere but Lambeau Field. Quan, let's start off with you with this particular situation. Does Aaron Rodgers stay in Green Bay? Does he play for the Green Bay Packers this year? If so, awesome. If not, where does he end up? Yo, dog, you got a big pup, boy. I thought that was a puppy. You out there with Beethoven.
Too much, man.
Usually in these situations, I would lean on the side of he's going to report back. You know, organization usually wins early and then the player wins late. But I think this is the one time I'm going to flip. I think Rodgers does not play for Green Bay this year. I think he forces his way out. I think he forces his way out.
Hot take.
I think so. And Denver got to be the place because the two guys there are just not. They're just not A-Rod. And I think that will send Green Bay into a downward spiral where you'll see their other good players like Adams after this year be out of there. A few other players be up out of there just because of how it's going down. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You can't have the player, Aaron, saying these things, and then when you hear like the upper brass, like the president and the GM talking about, pretty much, I don't care what Aaron talking about, we not trading him. We not getting rid of him. Well, if you loved him so much, why would you draft Jordan Love in the first? And not only did you just draft him like he fell to you, you know, this wasn't the Alex Smith thing. No. You went up to go get him.
Yeah.
So if he's him, put him in. Why are you worried about what I'm trying to do? That's all I'm saying. You ain't even got to give me no extension. So let me go. You ain't tripping. So I think A-Rod forces his way out.
This guy.
I'm just saying.
CT, you let me know, man. Does A-Rod stay with the Green Bay Packers this year, or is he somewhere else, man?
I think this is a twofold question, and the reason why I say that is I do believe that he will play for Green Bay, but I also want to mention like his personality is the most stubborn I've ever seen out of anybody. Like beyond Favre, beyond, I can't even think about anybody else who's, you know, on kind of a holdout with their team like that. Because Tom would have showed up, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know. I honestly, with his personality, I'm not sure. I think he's a type that would sit out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, I don't know if he's going to do that to his boys, man. I don't know if he'll do that to his brothers, man. So that's my thing. But I think he'll be back. So
I don't know. This has probably been one of the hardest ones for me to call, because it's just no dialogue happening, right? It's just kind of like, okay, Is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? There's not been many talks, but there has been talks from guys like Devontae Adams who says, "Yeah, I'm out of here too. You know, I want to go play with David, little brother." You know, whatever the case may be.
See?
What happened?
Feel a little family. Things don't change. New season, things don't change. It's good.
What happened? Respectfully.
Nothing. Go ahead. Respectfully, disrespectfully. Go ahead.
Respectfully. He wants. I heard he want to go play with David, little brother. So
Smart
if that
man.
be the case, tripping. If that be the case, that's why Tom Brady said, "Y'all sticking with that." Anyway,
Okay.
That was pretty funny. But no, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see kind of what happens with him. I don't know. It's one of those situations where Green Bay, I take issue more with Green Bay than I take with Aaron Rodgers in this situation.
Of course.
Reason being, Green Bay has a track record of not handling their legendary quarterbacks correctly. This literally is the same exact situation that Brett Favre went through, 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, man. Dang, 15 years ago. Was it 15 years? About 15 years ago. Sheesh.
Something like that, yeah.
No, more.
Was it? Nah, it wasn't more. How many years has Aaron Rodgers been in the league? He ain't been like 16, 17 years.
A decade plus. Let's just say.
16, you're right.
Yeah, it's about 15 years ago. So, we'll see how it all pans out. But I did want to touch, like I said, I wanted to sprinkle on this subject, man. Richard Sherman, if you don't know, had a little incident with his in-laws, which led to his arrest, which led to him being incarcerated for a while with no bail. I watched the video. I seen the video. He definitely hit stick that door. He definitely hit L3 on that door. But I'm worried about Richard just because when the end comes, if we don't handle it correctly, this is where we are. I think that Richard is starting to see sheesh. He's in a depressed state, man. His mental health is low. He's not in a good frame of mind. And I think seemingly it's because he's kind of got out there a little bit. And I don't know everything. I can't make speculations about everything. I don't know. Right. I don't know what that man goes through on a day-to-day basis. But I will say from a football standpoint, it seems as though his market is pretty bad. You've heard of conversations here and there, but it hasn't been anything definitive and nothing has came out of it. And I think with this occurring, have we seen the last snap of football played by Richard Sherman in the NFL? CT, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of the field level family earlier, my man Drew. We were talking about this, and honestly, I agree with Drew. I think he sits out the year. I don't see how this works. It's really about taking care of yourself at this point. From a football perspective, absolutely damaging for his reputation, damaging just for his psyche. And then obviously, with just personal, it's just tough to see, man. I hate the fact that we have access to all that stuff. Hate the fact that we get to see these videos. We get to listen to the 911 dispatcher being rude on the phone with the wife and stuff like that. I hate that we have access to that because I just feel like that's such a private matter for him to deal with, and everybody is looking at him a certain way. And in the end of the day, we should be praying for this man to get what he needs, to get back on his feet, with what's going on, and forget football right now. But I don't see an alley for him to come back at this juncture.
That's so disappointing because such a historic Hall of Fame career.
For sure.
And for it to end like this is kind of jacked up. I was telling somebody the other day, Quan, I was having a conversation and they were like, hey, I want him to come back to the Niners. And I was like, I just don't see it. The Niners on defense, especially play calling on the defensive end, you became limited in what you could call. You couldn't run a lot of man-to-man defenses. You had to run cover 2 heavy, not even cover 3, which what that particular defense was designed for, simply because he just couldn't open up and run, a la what happened in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. Just opened up and went up top. It just didn't have it in him anymore to open up and go like that. So you became limited as a play caller. And when you become limited as a play caller, you just don't get that guy anymore. There's no room for him anymore. So for him to have such a Hall of Fame career, for it to come to a place now where in my heart of hearts, and I'm praying that I'm wrong, but I do believe that Richard Sherman has played his last snap of football in the NFL. Quan.
Okay, so I have a question. You guys are tapped in with the Niners way more than I am, and since Richard just played there, you guys would probably have more insight. Have we ever heard of anything like this mental health situation? Have we ever heard of anything linked to Richard Sherman in his career regarding mental health issues or run-ins with the law?
No.
So before, like you, Pat, I want to just put out a we don't know
disclaimer.
everything that a disclaimer that he goes throughout his day-to-day basis outside of football. But let's talk football after this statement. Since we've never seen or heard anything regarding his day-to-day life, mental health, runners with the law, he's never had any. Graduated from Stanford, in the community, heavy in Seattle, blah, blah, blah. This could also just be, as bad as it sounds, it could just be he got really, really drunk and he was around family, if I'm not mistaken. Things can get heated sometimes. Now, granted, when you're drunk, everybody has had bad things. We've seen people like, Johnny Manziel do some wild stuff when he's intoxicated under some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
bad comparison, Quan. Bad comparison, Quan.
It's more like Carlton when he was under the influence and Will had to take him home to the hospital.
You're right. I should have did that, but I couldn't think of it. I couldn't think of it. But bottom line is, this could just be a really bad drunk night. It could be a really bad drunk night with some family dynamics that we don't know.
Yeah.
And then something could have happened, right? It could have been something more like that. So go ahead.
But as outside of the mental health situation, as a football player,
yeah.
Can you remember the last time that Richard Sherman hasn't been considered one of the top cornerbacks in the league? Top 5 at least.
No,
right?
Because he's been that way for the better part of his career.
And now
3-4 years, easy.
No, I'm with you. He's on the downslide of his career. So I don't disagree with you on that. I don't know if this is going to be his last go. I think now with the situation here, if he's going to get signed, he's going to have to put a little bit of his ego to the side and take whatever deal he can get, and then just try to parlay that with a good performance, and then see if he can double that, if he can flip it. But I feel now
it's about who's going to touch him. But now it's like who's going to touch him now.
So the thing is, he already had to do that though. Q, like he was already going to have to suck up his pride and accept whatever was out there. Now this is out there, right? And I'm not knocking it, but people would ask me all the time, like walking around there like, hey, how you feel about Rich Sherman? Do you want him back? I was like, yeah, as an assistant defensive back coach or something like that. Absolutely, because I know what he can provide from that perspective of it. And it'll help us more than it probably would help us on the field, to be honest with you, especially with the young rooks. So that was my thought. But it's also telling, and I'll finish here. It's also telling that Saleh didn't want him either. And the thing about that is Saleh got the job because of what he was able to do after Richard Sherman got hurt. That's what put him in a position to be the guy. He was already a candidate, but that solidified it because all of a sudden you see, I can design man and get, players to react to it and do this and that. I don't have to stick with the zone Seattle stuff. I'm a very versatile coach in that sense. So that's my take.
Go ahead, Quan.
But we also don't know how much pull Saleh got as far as personnel goes. Yeah, I get that. That could be
Quan.
Bro, listen,
New York Jets.
He got Tevin Coleman over there. He can get whoever he wants. He got Ronald Blair over there. Whoever
he traded Bradford. I mean, not Bradford.
But this is why I said.
Sam Darnold.
Darnold, yeah.
True, but this is why I said ego too. We don't know if Sherman already had deals on his table that he just wanted to see if he can get something. We don't know that. None of us know that.
For sure, bro.
We don't know. Rich Sherman could have been signed last week.
For sure.
So all I'm saying is this, bro. Like, I don't know if this is Sherman's last down in the NFL. It doesn't look good right now, but we also did see Aldon Smith with all the baggage he had.
But Aldon Smith was 20 years old. Aldon Smith was early 20s.
Passing rush is
he was 20 years old, but he was
20 some odd years old, and he's still in his 20s.
The baggage to me
on a Hall of Fame track at that point in time.
But listen, to me, the baggage he had outweighed his age. That's just me. I wouldn't have touched him.
Quan, Sherman's older than us. Do you know how you feel every morning?
We also don't train like him and haven't trained like him in a long time.
All right, but last point I want to make on this, and I'm gonna barely touch this. I will say it. I don't care what nobody tells me. I don't care what nobody got to say about Pat because Pat is his own man. I was highly disappointed in the family. I was highly disappointed in the family. After I watched that video, I don't believe, especially with the day and time that we live in, I don't believe the police needed to be called. And that from what I saw, I will say like that, from what I saw in the video, I just feel like, sheesh, I think we could have avoided this one. I think we could have. I think we could have avoided this one.
But when you have the kids around that, how do you? Hey, I feel you. I know how we all grew up. I get it. I'm just saying. That's an issue you take, brother. I got you.
I just feel like we could have avoided it. All right. Moving on, man. Let's shift gears a little bit here. Shifting gears, getting out of that serious mode. Let's get back into some football. All right, let's get back into some football. I start to feel heavy. I got to loosen it up right now. A lot of acquisitions have been made. A lot of, the draft is over and done with. Free agency periods are over and done with. With that being said, as we look across this landscape of football today, what acquisition, what new piece, what big blockbuster deal, whatever the case may be, on a new addition to a brand new team, who do you feel like will have the hugest and most impact on said team that they're now on? Q.
Carson Wentz.
In Indianapolis?
Yep. Carson Wentz.
You got to give me something on that one. You got to give me more.
Well, okay, you said give you more. All Carson got to do is give them what he gave Philly the year they won a Super Bowl before he got hurt. Because when he got hurt, if I'm not mistaken, they were winning the division. He was on an MVP trajectory. And I think the record was either 11-3 or something along those lines. If he could just give them that production then the Colts are ready to win now. Their defense is young and already here, and they're young. The offensive pieces, at least on the outside, they're young and unproven, but they have something there. Their running back stable, the whole depth chart. Any one of those guys could probably start somewhere else. Marlon Mack could start somewhere else. Taylor could start somewhere else. Naheem Hines can probably push to start or at least split carry somewhere else. So all he got to do is just be productive and just maybe not – obviously the picks got to come down. But if he could just be average. At average, Carson Wentz will get the Colts to the playoffs. So if he can be above average, who knows?
That defense.
All right. I'll let you have that one.
You got to, because the division ain't got nobody that's going to overtake it.
CT, holla at me, man.
Free agent signings.
And or a draft pick.
Or draft picks, okay. I think Cincinnati takes a big step. Jamar Chase is a good receiver. I like T. Higgins. I think Burrow's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. I think that they will give more of a fight to Baltimore because I'm not sure Baltimore is on the upward or kind of coming down a little bit. Cleveland's definitely something to watch out for defensively with Clowney, but I actually think the Bengals will be a little bit more competitive this year, maybe double their win total.
I see Twan said, sad to say, I think Matt Stafford with the Los Angeles Rams. I felt that way for a while, right? Until I listened to what Jimmy Ward had to say about it. And Jimmy had me rolling. Jimmy said, so what was wrong literally in Detroit? He was like, basically, you had Megatron for a while. You had Marvin Jones. You had Kenny Galladay. You had all these weapons around you. So it was Detroit that was the issue. All right, cool. I'll take that. It was Detroit. With
talking all offseason. I love it.
With those weapons on the outside, it had to be. What you got to say, bro?
I like Jimmy Ward. I was glad when y'all drafted him. But it's funny, he only talking now that he's healthy because the first 3 years when he was getting hurt all over the place, he wasn't doing
nothing. Who talk when they hurt?
That's not necessary.
Who talks when they hurt? Who talks when they hurt?
I'm just saying, though, hey, when he wasn't doing nothing, he was quiet as a mouse. But now that he
I'm gonna say it like this: y'all gonna learn this year. Jimmy Ward is the top 3 safety in NFL, and he's not number 3.
That's why he
I'm
chose
not
one.
dis-
And Quan, I'm gonna tell
I
you
don't
this.
disagree.
It's funny you say that when you and the Vegas Raiders tried to pay him more money than us.
Hello.
I like Jimmy Ward. I'm just saying when he
Knock, knock.
was not. I like him. When he
Cheers,
wasn't
brother.
doing nothing though. I didn't hear nothing.
He said, so Twan, that's actually a really good point though, Twan. Twan says true, but I think play calling will make a difference for Matt. Definitely agree.
Absolutely.
Sean McVay is a great play caller. I did not like, if I could be honest with you, I did not like the Deshaun Jackson signing for the Rams. I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it, especially after you signed Tutu Atwell, who's very similar in size and
that.
speed.
Don't do that.
What?
Don't 212. No. Tutu
Today,
Atwell is-
Laquan, I'm talking about Deshaun Jackson today. I'm not talking about Deshaun Jackson in his prime.
He's Tavon Austin.
Today at 30-something years old. Huh?
He's more Tavon Austin than Jackson.
All right. So anyway,
Hi Pat. How you doing, Pat? What's going on?
man, bro, I was so excited to come back to the show. Now I'm like, man, we need another break. But nah, I will say this. So my guy, I'm surprised none of you guys said. I'm interested to see what the boy Julio Jones does down in Tennessee with him on the outside, right? With Julio on the outside, along with AJ Brown. How much does that open up the run game in Tennessee for Derrick Henry, a guy who went over 2,000? And I mean, it makes the offense a lot more balanced. It makes it more scary. I hate that they got rid of Jonnu Smith. I wish that he was still there at tight end, but I mean, you know, because I feel like he added another dynamic at tight end for them. But I do believe Julio with AJ Brown, Derrick Henry. I just don't know how I feel about Tannehill. I can't quite call it as it pertains to Ryan, how I feel about him. But I do believe that I'm calling cats by their real name today, all day. Until you do something. You know how when you were when we started off at Jeff or whatever, when you was on JV or wherever we played football, you couldn't get your helmet decals until you did something. You know what I mean? So right now, everybody got their first name back. I don't want no
right on top.
Ain't no Cheetah. It's Tyreek. Everybody is on their full name basis now. You know what I mean? Everybody got a full name until they do something. So I'm intrigued to see what happens with Julio Jones, but I'm also very intrigued to see, because I don't believe he has it in him anymore. But there's two acquisitions that the Arizona Cardinals made that I'm interested to see how they end up panning out. And of course, that would be AJ Green as well as JJ Watt. Interested to see how that looks in Arizona down in the desert with those boys.
Hey, speaking of Arizona, I got a question for you. Remember, weren't you really high on Jordan Hicks, their linebacker who led the team in tackles? Was that you or
Not me?
CT who was?
Not me.
Somebody was. We're not high
Not
on
me.
him, but you guys had mentioned that he led the team in tackles and he was really, really good. One of y'all said that.
Somebody said, not me. 1, 2, 3, not me. Also, Field of a Family, if I have anybody that y'all want to talk about, throw them in the comments right now. Now's the time to do so.
Okay, maybe I'm tripping, but I will add on to what Pat said real quick, bro. I think the Julio Jones signing was great. I actually think this is the best thing that could have happened for Derrick Henry's longevity.
For sure.
Because he was getting way too many carries. We've seen the DeMarco Murrays. We've seen, all these other running backs get too many carries early. Even Zeke now, we can just say his name. You get too many carries early. Yeah. Too much wear and tear on the body. It doesn't help that Derrick Henry's 6'3", 6'4", so all his hits come to the lower legs. So you would just think like a signing from Julio would just leave some carries off of his body for the longevity, which teams don't want to see him now when it's cold. Imagine seeing him now when he don't got 300 carries by the time it's weekend.
And that makes up for losing Jonnu.
Yep.
How does Jared Goff pan out in Detroit? We talked about Matthew Stafford. Let's flip it. How does Jared Goff pan out in Detroit?
Let me go first.
Go ahead.
Hot take. I think he will play well. I think he may play better than Stafford next year, to be honest with you. I don't love Jared Goff, but I feel like the way they went about this was so respectfully disrespectful. They met Stafford and Cabo. I don't know why I said Cabo. And they finalized the deal there. called Jared, was like, "Hey, sorry, buddy."
Kick rocks.
You know, pretty much. Yeah, and then you know, he's trying to talk to him and say, "Hey, we appreciate you, all that." And Jared Goff's dad's calling him on the line, about to tell him what's up. He's like, "I gotta go." That was so dirty, bro.
Hot take. Jared Goff will have a better year than Matthew Stafford. Interesting take. I got a take, man. I got a nice little hot take too. How do I put this?
I got a hot take too. Go ahead, Pat. I want to hear yours first.
In a division with the Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Tennessee Titans, and Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh gosh.
The Jacksonville Jaguars will win the division.
First year.
Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones will be one of the best wide receiver quarterback tandems in the league next year.
Wow.
Okay.
Hot take.
I'm gonna pick. Not good.
Wait, watch.
I'm gonna piggyback on CT's hot take, man. Hey, if Rodgers doesn't come back like I think he won't, they might mess around with the division.
Who?
Detroit.
You crazy. Patrick Peterson. Skull.
No.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Pat.
No. It ain't gonna be Captain Pat. It ain't gonna be Andy Dalton. No.
Oh, it's Fields pretty quickly.
It's definitely not
So
Fields.
Fields starts over Andy Dalton.
Pretty quickly.
Week one?
Yes.
No. Week one?
No. We'll see.
Jaguars.
We'll see.
When does Tim Tebow get his first touchdown?
Oh no.
Does he even make the 55?
Not never.
Does he
I
make
think
the
he gets
55?
cut. I think he gets
Me
cut
too.
in training camp, but that's
Me too.
I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah, he didn't get invited to Titan University.
So we have a petition. CT Twan says he'll buy you lunch if he has a good year.
All right, so hey Twan, if you could put in the comment section what to you is considered a good year. You know what I'm saying? Can you put some numbers on it?
Let's get some specifics. Yeah.
Team success.
Shout out to Twan. I think Twan was running a defensive coordinator for those Sacred Heart Cathedral Irish last year. Shout out to Twan.
Oh,
CT, that's a nice little
appreciate that.
correlation.
Take care of my team.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to that.
You know that field Kezar? That's my field.
That's my field. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Talk that
I
talk.
will say I blessed Kezar a couple times.
Coming out there telling something different.
It is. CT did his thing up there, man. But shout out to that. Let me see. I was trying to figure out if I had any more random little shots I wanted to throw out there. We'll throw this shot out there. I think Kerry Hyder will be a complete beast for Seattle next year.
Oh,
I'm kind of upset about that. I think Kerry Hyder will be a beast for Seattle next year.
And Blair.
Shout out to that. Is Blair up there? I thought Blair went to the Jets.
I could be wrong. I gotta research that. I feel like he went to the Seattle. Maybe that was my Madden game. I don't remember. I gotta get into that. I'll let you know.
Shout out to the game. Shout out to CT Gamer Tag, man. What's the tag? Man?
I'm on
There you
PS5
go.
now, so we'll see.
I gotta get that. Anyway, man, that's all we have for tonight. Any final thoughts, guys? I don't have nothing else. I don't want to string us along for nothing. I will say this: we will be back streaming, guys, on all podcast platforms. So if you guys don't want to catch the YouTube show, you can go back and you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Android Podcasts. All those type of whatever, Deezer, whatever, Stitcher, whatever it is, whatever we was on all of them.
All of them.
And Twan says, "Say Cathedral, baby, look out." All right, well, I don't know. I might be at
SHC, green, white, and blue, baby.
That is terrible. It's a terrible color combination.
My God, that's Tulane right there, huh?
The wave, the green wave. That's a terrible. I might have to go back to the crusade. I might have to go crusade on y'all one time. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Hey, funny point is, my brother's at SI now.
Whoa,
Yeah, Miles-
that's a hot take for all takes.
A hot take. Miles is right.
Good
Miles,
though. Good.
Miles is
Good.
coaching at SI, so that's gonna be interesting, man. Interesting
Miles
to
and
see. So we'll
Tage
see.
up there. I appreciate
Exactly.
Yeah. He rocking with the DBs up there at SI. So
DB
shout out to that. Yeah, man. So we'll see. Any final words from my field level brothers?
Yeah, man. Derek Carr, top 10
Excited.
quarterback.
That's
In the
what you wanna
CFL.
end with?
He's a top 10 quarterback right now. You can't name 10 better, but go ahead. That's my final
Yes, I
take.
can. Yes, I can.
Bruh, you cannot, bro.
Yes, I can.
Truthfully, you can't.
I truthfully can name I can name 10 quarterbacks
Go
right
ahead.
now.
Go
Better.
ahead.
Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady,
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers,
Yep.
Kyler Murray,
See,
Dak Prescott.
no.
What?
Kyler's not better than Derek, bro.
You would take Derek over Kyler? I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I would.
bro.
But go ahead. But keep going. You said Kyler, Dak.
Kyler, Dak. Where was the outfit? What number was that?
That was like 7, 8, 9.
That
at
was
that
5.
point.
That was 5. You said Mahomes, Rodgers,
Mahomes.
Brady, Kyler, Dak. That's it.
That's 5. Okay, Lamar
That's
Jackson.
5. Okay.
Let's keep it going. I'm over here.
Josh Allen.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
Watson.
Josh Allen.
Josh
That's
Allen.
8.
Who else
That's
do I
8
got?
there. It's gonna get tough now.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 9.
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Right now,
That's 10.
Big Ben. Right
I still
now,
take
Why not? Why not?
you reaching. See, you reach. Look, I'll give you 8. I'm not giving you Kyler, and I'm not giving you Big Ben without a fight. As far as right now, but go ahead.
You crazy. You crazy. You are
Stafford?
crazy. Stafford?
Hey,
yes. My mama, hold on. My mama,
Herbert. That's a good
my
call.
mama said Justin Herbert. She tough for that one.
Miles, how is
She-
Herbert? He 1 year.
She tough for that one. I don't care. Respect my mama. Matt Ryan.
All right.
It only get worse.
He top 15 then.
For sure.
Top
For
15.
sure.
He top 15.
Tyler Hinsky, whatever, Brendan.
All right, see, hey, field level, we are logging off.
Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz, Trevor Lawrence,
See, all right. Look, you're reaching now. You're reaching now.
Ryan Tannehill.
Who's up for the
All
Heisman?
Hey, it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody, man. It's the field level family. Any final words from my guy? CT, any final words? Because I ain't giving it back to Quan. He done.
Oh man, I'm just excited for training camp to finally get this going, man. I've seen a lot of these guys working their butts off this offseason, and I think it's going to pay off for a lot of them, especially like a Debo. So I'm excited to see that. Hopefully, send some prayers out there so they can stay healthy.
Facts.
And enjoy their time. It looks like we'll be in the Levi Stadium instead of practice facility. I 100% agree with that. So do that. And hopefully we can link up and go to training camp if that is a possibility. It probably isn't, but if it is, I want to make it happen.
Hey, tell your mama, tell your Paul, tell your cousins back in Arkansas. The field level is back. We are back live every Sunday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tell everybody that we're here. Tell your folks on the East Coast, in the Midwest, in the down south area. Let them know the field level is back. I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's CT. Field level family, one love. We over and out.
Every week, catch it freshest on your TV. Field level football, Quan, Pat, and CT. On the field, running plays for the 3P. And we shine lights, camera, action when you see the team. Pick 6, touchdown when I got the ball. And if you think you in my league, tell them knock it off. Money calling every day, and I just got the call. Reduction over projection, it's in us, we just got a ball. We just got a ball. We just got a ball.